Hello everyone. Welcome to part 1 of Pretend to be Sad challenge. I know you probably expected the one I put the poll for. I will get to it, I just need this one to happen because of storylines. So, let's get into it, shall we? As always, special thanks to my lovely patrons and all of you who subscribe and watch these videos. You're keeping this channel alive and going, thank you very much, and I hope you will enjoy. So, I'm not sure how this works exactly, but could everyone please come online for a while? Since you ask so nicely. Always so polite, Asahi-san. Force of habit. What's up? I would say a long time no see, but it's not been so long. I'm not really in the mood for anything. Shush, don't be so negative. I would say he has a reason to be. Thanks for reminding me. A pleasure, as always. So, what is it? There's been some stuff going on which I don't really understand. It got me thinking. I would like to try something just to see if it does anything. Should we ask? I would like to say it's a misunderstanding, but I'm not really sure what's happening. That's usually how harsh challenges start. It's not, I promise. It's to pretend to be sad to see how your partner reacts. Okay, that doesn't sound so bad. I wouldn't count your opinion for much after the last challenge you came up with. But he's right, it sounds pretty harmless. I'm glad you chose us for this. Yeah, let's hope no one freaks out. So, is everyone in? Seems like it. Thank you for helping me. Good luck. Thinking about the challenge, Kentaro realized it had been ages since he was actually sad. For most of the relationship, he's been getting emotional only for good reasons. Like when he read his wedding vows and almost couldn't finish because he got the paper wet. Or because he was mad. The last instance of sadness he recalled was when he got a call one of his grandparents passed. Back then, Shigeru was by his side the whole time, doing everything he could to ease the burden from him and help him calm down, for which he was eternally grateful. Hopefully it's going to go similar way this time. Though I should probably think of some excuse to not scare him too much. While his mind raced to think of some reason for pretending, he finally reached the gymnasium Shigeru worked at and stopped at his usual spot to wait for his husband to finish his shift. He was tired from practice and gym, but nothing could stop him from picking Shigeru up from work. It had become a ritual of sort for them, and no matter how much he wanted to just lie down at home with some snack, he would never risk his story repeating again. Sighing, he shook his head to chase away the memories resurfacing in his mind. No way in hell. Ken? He quickly shifted his expression, but judging by how Shigeru's smile faltered, he didn't do a good job. Did something happen? No, it's fine. I was just thinking, that's all. He reached for Shigeru's hand, inwardly berating himself for starting the whole thing too soon. He didn't even thought of an excuse yet, and Shigeru already looked worried. As expected, Shigeru wasn't buying his explanation and squeezed his hand, refusing to move even when Kentaro nudged him towards their home. Are you sure? You look down. If something happened, you can tell me. I'm not sure how much I can help, but I'll listen at the very least. He sounded almost fragile, keeping eye contact despite visibly wanting to look away, and Kentaro's heart ached and melted at the same time. So sweet, and yet the fact that his own husband looked uncertain with himself when offering help hurt so much, Kentaro instinctively pulled him into a hug. That's more than enough, love. I promise it's nothing. I'm just exhausted and thinking about some things in the past. Nothing serious. He rejoiced when Shigeru relaxed in his arms after a moment of hesitation, his heart skipping a beat when Shigeru nuzzled deep into his scarf. Alright. But I'm here for you if you ever need to talk. I know. That's why I love you so much. Among other things, of course. Shigeru chuckled softly, the sound making Kentaro's heart flutter. He kissed Shigeru's cheek before pulling away to steal a proper kiss from him, seeing the light red flush on his cheeks and bright eyes turning him into a mush. He was truly whipped, but he would never change. Let's go home before it gets too dark. Right. Could we stop at the bakery on our corner? They have sales in the evening. Color me interested. Come on then, let's get some sweets. Things were back in normal. Semi returned from hospital, Kosuke wasn't crying constantly anymore, and Shirabu could go back to his work while their home filled with the usual sound of content household. Everything was fine and good again. Except it wasn't. He could pretend all he wanted, but the fact was, none of the content atmosphere had to do with him. On the contrary, he was the one who caused the break in the first place. And while Semi and Kosuke apparently forgave him already, he was yet to forgive himself. You really aren't built for a family life, are you? It's surprising Eita still didn't get fed up. He whined quietly and let his head fall on the table with a dull thought, the pain being nothing against the punishment he deserved for hurting his boyfriend again. So much for his promise to be his best self for Semi. He couldn't be his best self even for their child. Co's not ours, though. And it was probably better that way in the end. He started when a hand gently brushed through his hair. Looking up, he was met with Semi's usual soft smile, but even that couldn't hide the concern in his eyes, silently asking what was wrong. He sighed and rubbed his face, hoping to appear more collected after that. It's fine, I'm just tired. How's your throat? Is it better? Or hurts? With a small roll of his eyes, Semi laid his finger against his lips to silence him before he reached for the closest empty paper. It's fine, no pain. But don't change the subject. What's wrong? You look sad. For a moment, Shirabu wanted to lie, say that there wasn't anything wrong, but one look at Semi told him that lying would be a terrible idea. Besides, how could he be a good partner if he just lied constantly? I'm not sad. I'm just confused that you're still putting up with me after everything. Is it because of what happened? Mostly, but about other things too. I should be your support, but I just keep hurting you one way or another. That shouldn't be happening in relationships, right? The good ones, at least. Semi sighed, and Shirabu squealed when he got squished in a firm embrace. Eita. Shh, shh, shh. Wait, no. Don't speak, you. This time it was Semi's lips that silenced him, turning his panicked plea into a mere hum. Then, to Shirabu's relief, he reached for the paper and pen again. I won't, I promise. Kenji, I'm not putting up with you. I want to be with you, remember? Yeah, we have some stutters sometimes, but you've never done anything to make me stop loving you. Shirabu looked away, desperately trying to stop himself from crying. What exactly did he do to deserve someone like Semi? You've never regretted? Ever? Even when I snapped at you or make you hurt your throat again? If it was on purpose, then maybe. But it wasn't. Nothing from the things you are thinking of now you did because you wanted to hurt me. So why would I regret? He cupped Shirabu's cheeks, giving him his loveliest smile before locking their lips together one more time. He then pushed another paper to him. Let's take Go for a walk. We all need some fresh air. Shirabu hesitated for a beat, but then nodded and got up, hiding his face in Semi's shoulder while the strong arms pulled him close. Sounds good. Family bonding time, huh? The soft hum by his ear told him he hit the nail on the head. To say Tanaka was worried would be an understatement. In fact, he probably hadn't been scared out of his mind like this in his life. The good news was Enoshita recovered quite fast and felt well again. But that's where the good things ended. The sight of his beloved's unfocused eyes stayed engraved in Tanaka's memory, urging him to not let Enoshita out of his sight even for a minute. Of course, that was impossible to do since he couldn't just appear at Enoshita's workplace. But deep down, he knew he had to do something. He didn't buy the story about mixed meds in the slightest. Enoshita maybe wasn't a doctor or pharmacist, but he was too careful to mix medication. So what actually happened? If you keep frowning at that screen, you'll burn a hole through it. Losing no time, Tanaka put the phone down and pulled Enoshita on his lap, earning a surprised squeal. Wait. Nope, come here. He tightened his grip on Enoshita's side to let him know any attempts of escape were useless, and nuzzled into the crook of his neck. Don't go anywhere. He instinctively squeezed ever so slightly tighter, suddenly unable to let go even a little bit. A soft whine escaped his mouth when Enoshita gently scratched the back of his head, just like he used to when he was still in hospital. What's wrong? You aren't usually this clingy. Yeah, but it's not usual that my fiancé comes home looking like he got drugged. Enoshita froze in his arms, just further confirming Tanaka's worries. Something was definitely wrong. He looked up and turned Enoshita's head so they were face to face, the way Enoshita's eyes flickered to the side, breaking his heart. What actually happened? Please tell me, I'm scared. I'm not going to blame you or anything, but if someone hurt you... No one hurt me. At least, I don't think so. What does that mean? Chika, please talk to me. I swear I'll protect you from anyone and anything, or help you in any other way I can, but please talk to me. Sighing deeply, Enoshita gripped his hand, shiver running through his body. I don't know what happened. I just know my vision started to blur as I walked home, and I'm surprised I even managed to walk up the stairs. I've been trying to recall what I did before I went home, but except for taking the meds, I can't think of anything out of ordinary. I don't think I'm missing time, but I can't tell anymore. He let out a short breath as Tanaka pulled him closer, gripping on Tanaka's sweatshirt as if he was a life vest. Tanaka led him and just caressed the hopefully soothing circles into his back, torn between panic and fury. He hoped the whole thing was really just bad medication causing trouble, but just the thought there could be other, much worse options made his blood run cold. You did come later than you usually do. Enoshita froze, his grip tightening. How much? About half an hour. Say, did you feel anything weird? Anything at all besides the drowsiness? You think? I hope not. Anything but that. Enoshita seemed to think about it for a long while, before ultimately shaking his head. I don't think so. I would feel something if... right? Pain or something. I don't know. He nuzzled back into Enoshita's neck, praying the worst case scenario wasn't true. Stay home today, just to be sure. I'll go with you tomorrow. Okay. While others seemingly had a lot on their plates right now, Atsumu just wanted to know how his boyfriend would react if he, let's say, closed himself in a room without any explanation. Now, after how the last challenge he did ended, he was a bit hesitant to go all out. The last thing he wanted was to make Sakusa think he didn't care about his help or presence when the opposite was the truth. However, he wasn't one to miss an opportunity when it presented itself. And so he put on his best sad face and waited for Sakusa to come home from the shop. I don't think I've ever did this for real. I always leave the door unlocked. Though maybe it's not that much of a difference. We will see. He's not the type to get upset over this, so if I play this right, I might get some extra cuddles from it. Pleased with the scenario, he let his shoulders slump the moment he heard the door open, fidgeting a bit like he usually did when he fell down but didn't want to admit it. It was another little test. How well did Sakusa know his body language after all the years they've been together?
Atsumu, would you come here? I need a hand.
The sound of something falling and rolling around pulled Atsumu from the chair. Challenge or not, he would be damned if he didn't help. Still, he tried for as mellow tone as he could, even when he spotted the spilled apples and carrots on the floor and Sakusa trying to gather them back into the bag. Yeah? What's wrong? Pausing mid-movement, Sakusa looked up at him with furrowed eyebrows, the apples for now apparently forgotten. Shouldn't I be the one asking that? You look down. Is everything okay? Moved by the speed of his reaction, Atsumu had to strain all his willpower to not drop the act and smile. Instead, he managed to nod and sigh before he bent down to pick the scattered carrots. Yeah, I'm fine. Doesn't sound like it. I know I'm not the best in helping you sort your emotions out, but you can still talk to me. I'll listen, I promise. Atsumu's heart ached a little with Sakusa's words. He made a mental note to remind him that he was the best help he could ever wish for, and then sighed again. I know you would, but it's nothing. Let's just pick all this up, huh? Wait, come here. When Atsumu didn't move from the sheer surprise, he let his arm fall back to his side, suddenly looking rather awkward. Or do you rather want space? I can do either. Unable to continue any longer, Atsumu rushed to him for a hug, hiding his face in his shoulder while Sakusa's arms wrapped around him. And while he didn't get to do his primary plan, he couldn't be happier with the result. Atsumu? I'm fine. Now I'm fine. Okay. But maybe we could go to the living room? You don't have to let go. I'd just like to take my shoes off. Oh, yeah, sure. He reluctantly let go, but still kept holding Sakusa's hand, turning into a koala the moment they settled on the couch. You're the best help, you know? You think so? Of course. Just stay like this for a bit longer and I'll be completely fine. Alright, as you wish. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. So this whole thing is Asanoya fault, obviously. But hey, Ennotana storyline is coming up again. And there might be some more. I will see. Also, I will get to the super short challenge right after this one. For those of you who voted for the warm one, I will do it as well. Probably for polyships, not sure if for monoships as well. I will see. Also, I'm glad some of you participated in the voting for who the next parent should be. And yeah, I'm very happy to include KyouHaba and Kinkunyi in the parenting lineup. There are going to be some mischiefs with that. If you have any requests or ideas, the request form is linked in the video description. See you next time.